So I'm here today with Karen Day. Karen, thank you so much for being here. Karen is the founder and president of Daybreak Therapy and Training, which is an international network of counselors and mental health professionals who offer the best in mind, body, spirit therapies. And I had the privilege of experiencing some of Karen's work in the sold out Mind, Body, Spirit conference in June of this past year. It was an amazing experience. I was so honored to be a part of it. And the keynote, Dr. Shefali Sabari, was amazing content, and also the warmth and personal touch that you brought, Karen, to the whole day really made it an amazing experience. So thank you for having me there.
Thank you.
And thank you for chatting with me for a couple minutes.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So I asked Karen to come and just share a little bit about her experience with ConnectX. And I respect Karen's opinion as a professional and also personally. So I would love to hear how you experienced that session and the cards.
Oh, Shauna. Well, it was just magical. So I had not met you in person previous to you being at the conference. And when you came forward with the ConnectX and an exercise, I had no intention to participate, but you really captivated me with the premise and putting together that emotional intelligence piece with the intuitive and the wisdom. And so I stayed and I said to myself, well, I'll just listen for a little bit. But then I had 100 things on my mind because I was running the conference and
of course
had to refill the coffee and everything. And so you brought me into another portal is what you did. So like another time-space continuum because everything just stopped. And I just embodied everything you were teaching. So you had me at hello.
Wow.
Really, I'm just being honest here from my heart. At first, I began with my analytical hat on, thinking, yeah, I could really use this with clients. So I'm going to take notes, and then I just went into it wanting to experience it for myself. So in terms of a personal experience, the issue that came up for me was trust. So it had to do with trust. I won't get into the specifics because it's boring. And so this is what I was focusing on. And in terms of the alchemy that occurred with the step-by-step that you guided us through, what came to me in that moment of inspiration when everything kind of comes together was, for me, a song from the 80s. So often when I'm having really key moments of insight and wisdom in my life, they come to me in the format of songs from the 80s. I don't know why. Maybe because I was that's why, right? Maybe because I was a teenager in the 80s and that's when my third eye was opening. I don't know.
Who knows, right?
Always songs from me. So the word, and I haven't listened to or thought about this song in decades, but it was a song from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Can't even remember the name of it, but the words were, when the chips are down, I'll be around with my undying, death-defying love for you. And it was so strongly related for me to, this is what the universe is saying to me now, to Karen. It's that comfort that, I think it's Gabrielle Bernstein who says that the universe has your back. It was just so clear, not just the words, but the embodiment of that deep knowledge that I can trust the universe. The universe has my back. And when the chips are down, this love is momentous, like really feeling that, right? So getting beyond the analytical, and then that inspiration guiding me through the next steps very naturally. So that was my personal experience. Yes.
Wow. So did you find it easy to get into that space? You mentioned starting out more like the therapist hat was on, and then was it a smooth transition for you to just kind of move into that space with the card? Like, did the cards help in that, or was that
Well,
for your
well, you helped. You helped, right? Because the way you presented the cards, and hopefully I'll be able to do this with clients as well when I'm using the cards, the way you presented the cards, it was a very natural flow from the analytical to the heart focus, setting your intention, and then allowing that creative wisdom to naturally emerge. And it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm doing something different and I have to let go of my analytical mind. It felt completely safe, which is exactly what I want clients to feel.
I'm the same. I thank you. That's a beautiful description of my hope for how they're used, is blending the intellectual approach and the spiritual intuitive approach, because that is who we are. We're all of those things. And many of us, I think, might have a bit of an underdeveloped intuitive side if we haven't spent time investing in that ourselves. Personally, it's not how we were trained. And so that's beautiful. Thank you. Because that is the goal, is to just open that up for people to feel free to step into it, but in a structured way so they kind of know where they're going. So it's not just like throwing people into the universal energy.
The quantum soup.
That's right.
Right. We need to go into the shallow end first.
That's it. And that's exactly the intention. So thank you.